Hello Ds, and welcome back to the Benidorm by Anna YouTube channel, where we show you a lot of interesting and useful information for your future holidays here in Benidorm town and surrounding area. Today we are on the lovely Benidorm's Levante beach. It's just full of people. A lot of them have chosen this sunny day to walk and wander around and explore our favorite town of all. Today from here we'll be giving you the latest news update. First of all, let's talk about the situation. As you know, we don't count the cases anymore. We don't have the index in Spain. However, more or less, government is saying that the situation is stable and is slightly getting even better and better each day. About the travel restrictions, you know that on the last news update that we did, Spain has just published the new restrictions about the travel forms, about unvaccinated. There was a huge buzz about it in the UK because, first of all, Spanish tourism office in UK has stated that non-vaccinated people can easily travel. However, a few hours later on, they've deleted all the tweets, they've deleted all the information online on social media, basically saying that no, they just translated it wrong. Right now, if you go to the Spanish government website, which is the official website, I always advise you to check before you're traveling, because that's where you will find the most recent and updated information for that. On their website, spth.gov.es, I'm going to put it in the comment down below. It's saying that all passengers arriving in Spain by air, except less than 12 years old, obviously, regardless of the country, must show one of these things: either Spanish digital certificate, if these are Spanish citizens coming back home, or an European Union equivalent to be able to travel, either with the vaccination, with the PCR code, with the antigen test, or with the recovery certificate that not so long ago, from March, they've started to accepting as well. If you are traveling with European Union certificate, the NHS certificate, or any other kind of certificate that is accepted to travel, you must go the orange way in the airport. It's very, very important. They have a new light system in there. You must need to the orange way. If you don't have any kind of certificate, then in order to obtain the QR code or any other code, you need obligatory to register on the QR Spain Travel Health website. And then you will need to fill in the specific form that you usually were filling out. This form, with it, you need to go to the blue way. So instead of orange, you need to pick up the blue line and follow this one, because the checkout procedure is slightly different. As for the restrictions themselves, it's very strange and very hard to actually define which they were, which is why a lot of us have spent hours and hours checking this information before we could clearly state what it actually is. And right now, it is as follows. The NHS certificates are accepted by Spain and by European Union as an equivalent to our certificate. So if you have an NHS certificate, you don't need to fill in any kind of form, other form apart from the certificate that you have, to travel to Spain. No travel form is required. However, in terms of non-vaccinated people, for UK, you will still sadly need to be fully vaccinated or have the recovery certificate to be able to travel here. If you're not vaccinated, PCR tests or antigen tests are not valid. This is for over 18 years old, so for adults basically. For children between 12 and 18, you can still use the PCR and antigen test or recovery or vaccination, whatever you have, to be able to travel to Spain and our sunny Benidorm's region. Children less than 12, so younger than 12 years old, don't need anything at all, and they also do not need to fill in the form online. So for them, nothing at all. I know it sounds quite confusing, because it actually is very confusing. The government expresses it wrong. They say that it doesn't matter which country you're coming from, you will need this and this and this. But then they say if you're coming from the third countries. So a lot of people got confused about that. I get it, so which is why I'll be more present on the comment section. So if you have any kind of doubts about traveling, please let me know, send me a comment, and I'll answer you as soon as I can. The next news comes from our lovely Benidorm town and also in general from all Spain, because we officially start the All Saint Week, which is Easter week here in Spain. You know that the main holidays are starting from Thursday this week up until Monday, which is when children don't have any kind of school and they are on holidays. Also, it's an official bank holiday Thursday, Friday and Monday on the following week. During this time, Benidorm has transformed itself completely. If you did not watch our Sunday's video where I was showing you the lovely cafe restaurant Roman here in Benidorm, exactly here on the first line of the Levante beach, check that out, because we've gotten the first ever footage of this year when Benidorm got so full. There were people lying on the alley right here on the first line of the beach. Beach was full. There were so many people, even more than today. It was just crazy. This will be happening basically starting from now on, almost every single day here. Obviously for the Easter week, there's going to be way more tourists, then it will get slightly normal back again. However, tourists will be increasing and increasing up until the end of summer season, which will be at the end of October. Up until the 17th of April, there's going to be a lot of movement on the streets. It's more a religious type of holiday and celebration, which is why you won't see any kind of concerts or any kind of live music going on anywhere like fairs and things like this. However, these days are mostly used by all Spanish families and tourists as well to enjoy with their family, with their loved ones, relatives, or just on their own if they want to come here, enjoy this perfect and lovely sunny and warm weather, go down the beach, enjoy nice Spanish tapas and traditional dishes of our region, and just go and explore and have fun. Which is why I have a disclaimer for you. It's very important if you're coming on these fiesta days, be very careful, because there is way more thieves right now on the streets. Obviously with different celebrations their quantity is increasing and they can basically find you anywhere. So if you are going here to Spain and to Benidorm especially, make sure that you use smaller bags. If you use a bag, don't put it on your back, put it right here in front of you. And even better, don't use any kind of bag at all if you don't need to. If you have to bring your mobile phone with you, put it on the front pocket and be very careful. Put just a little bit of money, just enough for what you want to do at this specific moment. Don't ever bring your IDs or bank cards or passports with you, because if you'll get that one disappear in Benidorm, that will be way more difficult. It's going to be very stressful. You will need to go to the police department, and trust me, you don't need these type of things during your holidays. That's an extra unnecessary stress. So make sure you'll be very careful on these days, because with the beginning of a summer season, it's all nice, perfect and warm. However, there is also a danger that you might get some things stolen. Don't leave your bags unattended as well on the beach. Bring just necessary things. Don't bring a lot of jewelry with you, and don't put anything on the back pockets of your clothes, to make sure that you'll have distressed and perfect holidays without any kind of issue. And now let's continue with the last news. Benidorm is fully and officially prepared for the new summer season 2022, which means that the most popular places that are the beach areas in here are also prepared. As you can see right there behind me, I will show it to you in slightly higher position right now in a few moments, but it's full of sunbeds. This year, Benidorm has increased the amount of sunbeds and it's basically full. As you can see, there are way less spaces this year for people, at least here at the beginning of the Levante beach, for people who don't use any kind of sunbeds or don't want to pay the extra money. In total, there will be more or less 3,500 sunbeds in here. The price is the same as last year. It's €6 per every sunbed and €6 for these type of umbrellas in case you want to use them. The good thing is that it's for the whole entire day. So up until the day will end, you can use sunbeds in here on the beach area. You can leave your towels, you can go eat, go enjoy your day, and then, for example, in the evening, come back and have another bath and use the same sunbed or any other one if you show the ticket to the man who's selling them in here. Also, the Municipal Hall of Benidorm has increased the amount of lifeguards, which is very, very important thing. And they will be present here on the beach from 10 in the morning up until 6 p.m. Usually in summer, it increases by 1 or 2 hours more in the evening. So far, it's just up until 6, but it's more than enough of time to make sure that everything is how it needs to be and no one has any kind of accidents, and if someone does have them, he will be attended here on the beach. There are 2 ambulances as well here on the Levante beach, one more or less in the middle, other one towards the end, who are waiting just in case something happens. And the cleaning service as well here in Benidorm has been increased. So if you come to the beach, you can see there are just a few papers or just something there, like just teeny tiny things. But the major part of all this is being cleaned regularly. So from one day to other, in the morning you will find the beach nice, neat and tidy for you to use it once again. There are no restrictions in terms of how much space you will be actually using, because if you remember last year, we did have like squares 2 by 2 meters on the beach. There were like strings on the sand who were basically marking the territory that you can use for one family. Right now, it's not the case anymore. You can use unlimited amount of space, but it will also mean that people will be packed. If you don't use a sunbed, it will be packed here in summer. So you need to get distressed and ready to be able to share a tiny amount of space with the rest of tourists in here. And if you don't wish to do so, you can always take the sunbed for €6 for the whole day. In general, what I want to say is that I would have liked that the municipal hall would have at least made the same amount of sunbeds that they had last year, because it was already too much. Right now, all the beach is packed with them. It's just crazy. I know a lot of tourists will be unhappy with it, but it is how it is. We need to deal with that, and we need to accept things how they are, since we cannot really change much about it. The only measure that is still being maintained and probably will stay here forever and ever of all times is the distance of 6 meters from where the sea starts. This area, it's not possible to occupy it with your towels or with any kind of sunbeds, because it's used for people to walk down the sea line or for smaller children to play and swim, which is kind of a good thing, because usually if you leave it just by the water, your towel or your sunbed, it's very, very uncomfortable to pass if what you want is just to have a nice walk down the beach area. So basically everything is ready and we are heading full speed to the new summer season. And now let's talk about the weather. What is waiting for all those of you who will be visiting Benidorm in the next few upcoming days? Right now it's just brilliant, perfect weather. It's very, very warm. I think it's around 24 degrees right now here on the sunshine, which is why a lot of people are even swimming in our lovely Mediterranean Sea. This type of weather today will be in a lot of parts in Spain. Only in some west parts of our country will be just a little bit of rain coming in today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be raining here in the region, as the meteorologists actually state. It might be just a mild rain, however, by Wednesday it will definitely be raining in here. However, starting from Thursday onwards, sun will come back and the weather will be just ideal as it is today. Temperatures are quite high today. In some points in Spain, they will even reach around 27 degrees. Here it will be around 24 on the sunshine. Only on Wednesday, they will go down a little bit up until more or less 18 degrees, but then we'll go back quite high up until 22 to 24. Today in Alicante, 22 degrees, Barcelona 17, Granada is going to be the warmest, around 27. Wow. Malaga around 17, Sevilla 23, Madrid 22, Murcia 21, Balearic Islands 23, and our lovely Valencia 24 degrees today. Canarian Islands 21 to 22. As you can see, we're enjoying just perfect beginning of a summer season here in Benidorm. So if you will come during these days, you will definitely be able to have a spectacular holidays in here. I hope you enjoyed watching today's latest news update from Spain and Benidorm. I wish you a lovely and positive beginning of a new work week. And if you're coming on holidays, I hope you'll spend perfect days in here. I will see you already on the next video here on the channel. Bye everyone.